Ishwar Rauji, Pro Vice Chancellor IGNOU. An eminent scholar and gold medalist from Allahabad University, Professor Rao has worked in various academic capacities in Vikram University Ujjain, Banaras Hindu University Varanasi and University of Allahabad, apart from other important positions held like Member of Governing Council in AIU and President of the Indian Accounting Association. For his academic excellence, Professor Rao was awarded twice Gold Medal from the University of Allahabad. His significant contributions include honor by Grameen Patrakar Association Limited, Uttar Pradesh. He was also honored by World Welfare and Astrology Research Institute, Allahabad in 2010. We welcome you, sir. Dr. Olivier Arifo. Since September 2011, Dr. Olivier Arifon has been a professor in the university in Belgium, in charge of the chair in communication. He teaches influence, lobbying and communication and competitive intelligence, introducing experts in case studies as well as theoretical elements. We welcome you, sir. Honored MBA, LLB. He is presently serving as Dean Faculty of Management Studies, UVU, and Director of Marketing Studies, Dean University, Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship Development. He is also a member of Board of Management, Academic Staff Council and Planning and Monitoring Board. I request Dr. Vikas Nath to now felicitate Mr. David Wittenberg. Mr. David is working with the leading Indian and multinational corporations to increase revenues and cut costs by hundreds of millions of dollars to world-class innovation, world-class procedures, world-class tools, world-class methods, world-class culture. He is an internationally recognized keynote speaker on innovation and other relevant business subjects. We welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Nath to now felicitate Professor Ram Singh, Associate Professor, IIFT Delhi. Prior to entering the academics, Professor Ram Singh has served the Sahara Group for a couple of years. He is a PhD besides an MBA in Marketing and Finance. He is a certified in Global Governance and is a UGC NET qualified, has got a number of papers published to his credit. We welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Vikas Nath to now felicitate Honorable Mr. H.P. Singh. Mr. H.P. Singh passed M.Com from Delhi University and International Business from IIM Ahmedabad, has over 20 years of experience in hardcore marketing and international trade. Presently, he is working as a chief consultant in National Institute for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. We welcome you, sir. Dr. Vikas Nath for conference message.
Good morning to Generation Next.
Good morning, sir.
A very good morning to Honorable Chief Guest Sri Narendra Singh Tomar, Ministry of Mines. Guest of honor, my teacher, Professor Nageshwar Rao, Pro Vice Chancellor, Indira Gandhi National Open University. My old friend, Mr. David Wittenberg, the Innovation Work Group CEO, Professor Ram Singh from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Professor Olivier Arifon from Belgium, our Dean Faculty of Management and Director, IMED, Professor Sachin S. Varnekar, participating faculty members and students, my dear colleagues and staff members, it gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this unique event, 7th International Conference on the topic, it's related to you, managing organizations of tomorrow by capitalizing Generation Next. While I was thinking of this particular topic, I was trying to understand which is that hot topic which will touch everyone's life. And I found it's my student. I found it's the Generation Next that's following me. I found it to be you I found it to be Generation Next. In this event, we shall be deliberating on the topic which is in fact touching our lives every day. This is the Generation Next that is following me. It may be second generation in case of some of you, and it may be you. Yes, I'm talking of you. Why this particular event? The reason is 2 years down the line, it's going to be a terminal degree for many of you. You are going to join organizations of tomorrow. These organizations are global in nature, hence I show that globe to you. Since you are the Generation Next who are going to join organizations of tomorrow, it becomes very important for us to understand how these organizations can gain by capitalizing your strengths. Hence the topic, Organizations of Tomorrow by Capitalizing Generation Next. That's the logic of this conference. The DNA of the organization is changing, although it may sound very common. This expression has perhaps never been more true than it is today. Management practices and the forms of organizations have altered during the last quarter of the 20th century, and many employees that are new to the workforce have different expectations and frustrations when it comes to defining their relationship with their new organization. Tomorrow, you are going to join an organization. There may be a cultural shock. What you understand and read in management may no longer be true when you are going to join the organization. Crafting and implementation of the business strategy will be greatly influenced by these emerging DNA of organizations, which is often referred to as Generation Next, that is you. With the emerging business landscape, the means by which organizations will achieve competitive advantage over others will also be redefined. In order to compete in this emerging landscape, the next generation entrants and the next generation managers will play a paramount role. This new DNA of organizations of tomorrow, besides attaining cost effectiveness and economies of scale, will be making effective use of factors like technology, virtual connections, and new social media. We are already on the Facebook. Similarly, innovation will be of key importance, as the ability to innovate will determine to a large extent the structure and organization's ability to mobilize the energy and motivation to keep up with the turbulent business environment in order to gain prominence. Gen Next is more diverse as compared to previous generations, that is V. Organizations will have workers from different cultures and even from different countries. They leave home, they live in relationships, they marry. Televisions, personal computers, internet, mass media in general have opened up a range of new choices that were unavailable to previous generations. This has resulted in a generation of people who require and are able to adapt to more visual than verbal stimuli. They do not identify themselves by what they do, but who they perceive they are. The concern for family values will probably lead to requests for shorter work weeks, more telecommuting, and more home-based businesses. Change is the major constant in the lives of Generation Next individuals and fits well with today's diverse, global, and high-tech environment. Because these young workers have expectations that are different from their predecessors, they will have to be managed differently. This is a highly creative group used to solving their own problems, as rightly said by Honorable Minister. Thus, managers will be required to set specific goals for them and allow them to manage the process associated with achieving these goals. By providing new employees with a variety of tasks, managers may also benefit by the Generation Next apparent ability to perform multitask. The world of work is also changing considerably, creating a workplace characterized by the burgeoning growth of technology, work flexibility, service orientation, and empowered teams. Technology and the ability to use technology have become an integral and indispensable part of many jobs, facilitating an entirely new world of information management. Many jobs today are centered around the entry analysis and movement of databases and capturing value through their qualitative interpretation rather than mere quantitative analysis. To become more family-friendly, organizations have developed novel approaches to worker needs, including flex time, use temporary workers such as part-time students, homemakers and retired individuals to accommodate the need for family time, telecommuting and other methods that let individuals complete work at alternative work sites. Like the Generation Next entrants, Gen Next managers will also find that the work environment has changed dramatically from the past. Managers who succeed in this new environment will be those who help the brightest employee thrive, who encourage employee initiative, and who link individual talents to team projects. Not only will they succeed, they will contribute to the success and happiness of their Generation Next entrants. The new organizations will be personified by new types of managers. These managers will have to provide an engaging vision and set of values on which Generation Next entrants can develop competencies and model their careers. They will be required to emphasize individual initiative and personal responsibility to trigger the Generation Next entrants' activities. And finally, they will be required to exert indirect control, promoting management based on self-discipline, entrant pull versus management push. In the backdrop of above view of Generation Next organization, the 7th International Conference, Managing Organizations of Tomorrow by Capitalizing Generation Next, has been designed to look into various challenges each functional area of management will be required to overcome. The present conference is an amalgamation of research papers and articles received from academicians, scholars, and practitioners, and I acknowledge their hard work and contribution made to ensure making this conference a great success. I also take this opportunity to congratulate conveners, my faculty members, and team of students for their endeavor to make this conference achieve its goal. Come, let's deliberate, celebrate, greet, treat during this conference. Welcome to Bharati Vidyapeeth, Deemed University Institute of Management and Research, New Delhi. Be with us for next 2 days. Enjoy the conference. Enjoy this movie. This is for you.
Honorable Professor Nageshwar Rao, Pro Vice Chancellor ITNU, for his kind words now.
My friends on the dais, and my young friends on the other side. It's a great moment for me to be with my student Vikas Nath, who is the director of this institute. When he was speaking to you, I was just listening to him. The way he has chosen the topic, the way he enthused all of you, I really appreciate the faculty members and Vikas ji for their great initiative. When you look at this theme, it has got two dimensions. One, it talks about the tomorrow, and secondly, it talks about you also, what role you are supposed to play. And definitely it will enthuse you. Regarding this, only one or two things which I would like to share with you. Only one thing which I emphasize always, and again I would like to emphasize with all of you, is that the management students of the past, they may not be relevant for tomorrow. Why it is so? It is because of our course curricula, which has got 4 specific dimensions, talking about the core courses in the first semester, functional courses in the second semester, specialization courses in the third semester, and the last semester we talk about the integrated courses. The future scenario is not so clear as you all visualize. And for that purpose, there is a need to introspect ourselves. And how we are introspecting, that is a bigger issue. For that, I usually emphasize, even since 1995 also, that our mind power, which is with us, using the left as well as the right side of the brain, is very, very important. When we talk about convergent thinking, we must also promote the divergent thinking. And always I used to state one book, that is Fourth Eye, written by Pradeep Khandwala. Because till now, we all were knowing about the 2 eyes of ours and third eye of Shankarji. This is the fourth eye which is relevant for the management students. What it basically says, that use your right hand side of the brain also. The examination system, our entire curricula, it forces us to use only the left hand side of the brain, that talks about the rational. It talks about what is correct, what is rational. It does not talk about the emotions. Using the right hand side of the brain, that is the full use of mind, which Japan has done it. It has gone ahead all of us. The same is to be done by all of us also, specifically in the field of management. For that, only 1 or 2 small things which I would like to share with you. The perspective in which you all have to think is that instead of thinking in terms of clarity, you must welcome the ambiguity also. Clarity about course, clarity about examination, clarity about the marks. We all appreciate that. But it will not help you when you go to the field, where the problems will not be clear. Problems will be ambiguous. So we should not be allergic to ambiguous situations. Try to understand that if ambiguous situation is there, then that is to be welcomed and that is to be seen by all of you. one small example which you can look into it. For example, you have to look at a book on marketing. Your teacher may suggest book written by Kotler, I think. What you all will do? You all will go with that book. Your seniors, they also tell you that they have read the book by Kotler and they have cleared the examination. It is a clear path. Even when you go to the library also they will tell you, हाँ कोटलर पढ़ लेना. हम में से एक या दो ऐसे भी होते हैं, क्यों कोटलर पढ़े, हम नागेश्वर राव की किताब पढ़ेंगे. People will tell you, who is Nageshwar Rao? Examination होते हैं. What happens? The people who have read the book by Kotler, वो सब पास हो जाते हैं. The person who read the book by Rao, नंबर कम आते हैं, फेल हो जाते हैं. क्या होता है उसकी हालत? टीचर विल थ्रैश, पेरेंट्स विल थ्रैश. कहाँ से तुम्हारे पास ब्रह्म ज्ञान आ गया? जब सब लोग कोटलर पढ़ रहे, तुझे भी कोटलर पढ़ना चाहिए ना. क्लैरिटी इज ऑलवेज बीइंग एम्फसाइज्ड. Can you have clarity about all the problems which you will face in the future? No. Why don't we promote ambiguity amongst all of us? हम टीचर्स को एक किताब नहीं, कुछ भी पढ़ो, कुछ भी पढ़ना कोई दिक्कत नहीं. We know that we all appreciate ambiguity. क्यों? पैसे खर्च करते हैं, सिनेमा हॉल में जाते हैं, 200 रुपए खर्च करते हैं. We see that the hero is tied up. बंद कमरा है, हाथ पैर बंधे हुए, बम लगा हुआ है, देखते रहते हैं. ऐसे वो उस बम को निकाल के बाहर निकलेगा. That is an ambiguous situation. How ambiguity is conquered by an individual. We love that. And that trait we all have to develop amongst ourselves. So that in future we can look into those problems which are ambiguous by nature. And that should be nurtured by all of us. And once we start looking into it, our ability to look at those unforeseen situations, unexpected scenarios, they can be conquered. एक और चीज, जब आप बहुत छोटे रहे होंगे, बहुत छोटे, मम्मी मुझे चंद्रमा चाहिए, मम्मी क्या कहती थी? बेटा दिला देंगे. थोड़ा और बड़े हुए, चंद्रमा चाहिए, दिला देंगे. और बड़े हो गए, जमीन पे आ जा, चंद्रमा नहीं मिलेगा. What is this? Imagination part, it was being stopped there. Without imagination you cannot grow. एक और चीज अगर आप देखेंगे, जब आप छोटे और थोड़े कक्षा 4-5 में पहुंचे होंगे, बड़े होकर बेटा क्या बनोगे? किसी ने कहता मैं डॉक्टर बनूंगा. लोगों ने खूब हंसे, है तो क्या बनेगा डॉक्टर? उस दिन से आपने कहा मैं कुछ नहीं बताऊंगा. बड़े हो क्या बनोगे? Why to come out? We have stopped sharing our imagination. We have stopped applying our mind for those imaginative things. What will happen? If you don't have an imagination, you cannot move ahead. Your senses and this imagination will come, you know how it will come? It will come through the right hand side of the brain, which you are not using because of that particular incident which has happened in your early days of your life. चाहे छोटे बच्चे रहे हो या थोड़ा सा स्कूल में आए हो तब, you never come out. When this particular question is being asked in MBA, first semester on the very first day of induction, most of the students, they keep silent. Why? Because this has been stopped at the initial level itself. Why I am telling that the right hand side of the brain is to be used? One more example. When it is being asked, what is the use of a chalk? क्या लोग बताते हैं? बोर्ड पे लिखने के लिए. बहुत अच्छा लगा, जिसने बोर्ड पे बताया बहुत अच्छा लगा. और कोई यूज? कहेंगे साहब वो रंगोली बनाने के लिए, वहां तक तो अच्छा लड़का है, उसके बाद इसका और कोई यूज? हाँ आ गया। हाँ खाने के लिए, और क्या? लेकिन आपको क्लास में टॉलरेट नहीं करेगा टीचर, जैसे आप ये बोलोगे। तो क्या होता है? आवर माइंड इज स्ट्रॉन्ग। व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज 10 साइंटिस्ट, बहुत ज्यादा जानकार, दे ऑल वेर सिटिंग। आज जैसी कोल्ड थी वैसी एक बर्फी और लाइटर था और बहुत सी चीजें थी, सब साइंटिस्ट थे। इतनी ठंड पड़ रही थी, उस ठंड में वो सब मर गए। उसमें से एक आदमी वो जो कह रहा था कि मारने के लिए भी है, वो अगर वहां होता तो शायद ये सब बच जाते। क्यों? वो कहता कुर्सी बैठने के लिए तो है ही है, कुर्सी का और भी क्या प्रयोग हो सकता है। उस समय जरूरत थी जलाने की, हम जलाए नहीं, हम क्या बैठे रहो कुर्सी पर। क्योंकि टीचर हैज टोल्ड मी दैट देयर इज ओनली वन फंक्शन ऑफ चेयर, एंड द पर्सन हु सेड वन फंक्शन ऑफ चेयर, वो बहुत अच्छा बेस्ट स्टूडेंट वाज कंसिडर्ड एज हु यूज्ड टू टॉक अबाउट द फंक्शनल फिक्सडनेस। वन फंक्शन ऑफ, वही बेस्ट है। 2 + 2 4। जिसने 22 कहा उस पर हंसते हैं लोग, जिसने कहा 24 कह दिया उस पर और हंसते हैं। क्यों? वी आर नॉट प्रमोटिंग दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंकिंग, वी आर सिंपली सेइंग वन आंसर इज द करेक्ट आंसर। Can you look at any problem for which only one answer is the correct answer? Even Peter Drucker has said that no decision is the best decision. We are striving for the best. Still, we can go for better decision, but best will come at a later stage. So apply the right hand side of the brain. Apply the right hand side of the brain. Face ambiguous situations and use your emotions. Use your imagination to become a manager of generation next. I thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for an eccentric perspective for Generation Next that is much needed in the competitive world ahead. I am
D'autres langues, c'est important. We can speak in Hindi, we can speak in English, we also can speak in French sometimes. I will speak about communication perspective. A few words about influence, digital words, and some education for the generation next. First, it's already an evidence. Globalization is a fact, but I just add on that element that we have to consider the digital world, which is an evidence, but it has a very big influence on everything we are doing now. And then we also to have considered another element, which is rescaling states, which means that many actors beyond states are very active in order to promote ideas. And the manager and the Generation Next is concerned by that. What are the consequences on the communication practices of these two elements, a digital world and new shape of states, new shapes of territories, new type of actors? There is two elements. This is one of my research. There is the emergence of influence beyond advertisement, beyond communication practices. There is now a new element, which is influence. And what does it mean? It means that influence now is to spread ideas through all the channels which are possible, which means channels which are usual, which are well known, but also social media, which are very big tools to spread influence, which is not really already communication, which is not really advertisement, which is just spreading ideas. for any type of actor. The second element is the emergence of new stakeholders of any kinds. Each stakeholder now try to take the floor. And it's beyond companies, beyond products, or beyond political actors. That could be, of course, NGOs, but also territories, cities, small movements, small informal movement of citizens.